All right. Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of the world. This is Pastor Dowell. How are you doing? What I'm going to do here today, I have you in my home, and I'm actually going to give you detailed instructions on how to properly store food, dry goods, or whatever it may be, whatever you want to store, inside Mylar bags and containers. I want to give you some ins and outs, very detailed instruction, a very detailed block of instruction on what to expect, what to look for, how you know you've properly stored it, and the things that you need to do in order to adjust in case you didn't. I'm also going to show you here a few examples of what it means to have proper storage, food storage with the bags. I'm going to show you here in this particular block of instructions what actually takes place when you put oxygen absorbers into Mylar bags. And of course, by our own personal experience here at Straitway, I'm actually going to let you see what you should expect from the Mylar bags after you have properly executed your food stores. Now, we're going to go over a couple of items here that you're going to need. Of course, you know, you can always adapt to, and use different things around the house. But what we are presenting to you here in this day, this hour, and this time, we're presenting to you something that we know that works for sure and is very, very reliable. The first thing I want to talk to you about in order to store some of your products in is a bucket right here. Now, we have a bucket right here. This is a 6-gallon plastic bucket. Now, you can go to donut shops or different pastry areas or food chains and ask them if you could get their buckets. But the one thing that you won't be able to get, and you wouldn't have to too much worry about the buckets in itself as long as it has a lid on it, as long as the product is sealed properly. Now, we have a 6-gallon bucket right here that we obtained from Emergency Essentials or BePrepared.com. And the reason why we chose this source right here to purchase and buy these buckets is because we can get a discount if you order so many. When you have that bucket, you have this lid too. See this lid? This lid has a rubber seal around it that would actually seal to keep any insects or rodents or anything that may try to compromise your storage. And that's the reason why we get these particular type of buckets. Now, also, as with all seals, and I'll get it up here real close, you'll see that they have tabs on them. The tabs all the way around them. You see the tabs? These tabs right here are so that if you wanted to open up your bucket, you could bust the tabs, break the seal, and then you could get to your goods. However, I do not recommend that you use that particular way. What I do recommend is that you would invest in and purchase, and we have 2 of them here, bucket openers. You see, because once you break the seal on that particular bucket right there, or that lid, it can't be sealed again. But however, if you have these bucket openers, and I'll bring it up close, we have a yellow one right here, and we also have a green one right here. Now, the difference between the yellow one and the green one is that the green one also has, for those buckets that have the tabs up top, to where you could put them on, that you can put this on the tabs and turn the bucket to unloosen it. So, also investing in 2 of these, you can reuse your lids again. And we would recommend that you get a rubber mallet to tap down the bucket and seal the product that you are storing. Also, we have right here a 6-inch sealer. Many people call them clam shell heating elements or sealers, but it's 6 inches. And this put us out about $87 plus about $15 shipping and handling. We found this to be the most reliable source out there to seal up the Mylar bags. Now, of course, you could use your wife's I think it's called chi iron or something like that, but just don't let her know you're using it. Or you could use some type of hair heating element. I don't know exactly what the women call them, but I'm going to bring this clamshell heating element, or this 6-inch sealer up close to the camera so you can see it. Again, it cost about $87. You see it? It's a clamshell heating element or a 6-inch sealer. It also has where you can turn the heat up or down. It takes about 3 seconds to run it across the Mylar bags in order to seal. And it's electric. And this, again, you'll probably be out about $87 for this particular apparatus here. Also, you're going to need oxygen absorbers. Now, oxygen absorbers come in different sizes. You have right here your small oxygen absorbers, and I'll bring them up here to let you see. We can get the camera to focus in on it. You have your small oxygen absorbers, and they're very small. And then you have kind of like your medium size oxygen absorbers. We'll get the camera to focus in on it if it can. And then you have your large oxygen absorber. See if we can get the camera to focus in on that. All right. Now, in each one of these bags of oxygen absorbers, and they each carry, we'll get the small one here and show you, they each have an oxygen indicator tab. We'll see if we can get it up there. Get it right here. Right here. There's a pink tab in there that is an oxygen indicator tab. If that tablet turns blue, your oxygen absorbers are no longer functional and they're no good for storage. Did you hear what I said? If your oxygen absorbers are no longer any good, this pink tab will turn to blue. You can discard them because they will not do any good for you in your future storage. All right, that's what it indicates. Now, what I have here also is a small Mylar bag, and it looks like some type of space age aluminum, but it's not aluminum. It's actually a very good, as a matter of fact, probably the best storage that you could use, a whole lot better than any Ziploc bags and anything it seals. This is a Mylar bag. This is a what I call a medium to small, and then we have also here a very large Mylar bag right here. Now, these large Mylar bags we use inside of the 6-gallon bucket. The small, we'll put plenty of these. We will store goods inside of these small ones, seal them up, because ultimately this is where the food is going to be stored in. The buckets are protective elements, as well as 5-gallon barrels or 50-gallon barrels. We'll seal up these and we'll stick them in 50-gallon barrels or jugs, and then we'll put a lid on it to protect rodents, field mice, or whatever it is to try to get to the bags, which I don't think they will be successful anyway. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what it looks like when you have properly sealed some products in a Mylar bag. Right here we have some dried refried beans. Dried refried beans. Now, this is what it looks like, and let me get the camera to focus in. This is what your product will start off looking like, providing that in this bag you put 2 to 3 small oxygen absorbers. Now, we recommend 3. Most people would tell you 2. And this is what it'll look like. Most people would tell you that you can seal it up to a certain point, and we'll show you also how we've done it. We'll take this clamshell heating element, and what we do here at Straitway, which we have found the best way, we'll take this clamshell heating element, we'll start at the end, we'll hold it down for 3 seconds, then we'll go to the other end and hold it down for 3 seconds to seal. Mind you, the oxygen absorbers are not in there yet. We will try to get as much air out of this bag as we can, and then we will drop in 3 oxygen absorbers in this small bag. Now, there's a little hole right here. We'll try to get as much air as we can, and then we will take that clamshell 6-inch heating element and finish sealing off the bag. Now, when you get finished with the bag, it will look like this. After about a day or two, and this is the reason why you don't need, or you do not need any devices that will that you have to suck the air out or try to get all the air out. That's the reason why you have oxygen absorbers. Now, another thing on oxygen absorbers, they cannot be exposed to air longer than 30 minutes. If they are, then they're rendered ineffective. Now, when you have properly sealed your bags after a day or two, and I'll see if I can get the camera, you can see the oxygen absorbers have worked very well. They have sucked all the air up into the absorber, and you can see it's almost like one of those machines that they sell in stores where it's done sucked in all the air. See, even the size done come in. There's no more air inside of this bag, and this would be considered a product that is stored right. Again, this is what it would look like before or right after you get finished putting the oxygen absorbers in it and sealing it, and this is what it would look like afterwards. If you notice, we did not do any extra trying to get the air out. We let the oxygen absorbers do its job, and that is pretty much all that you need to know as far as proper storage. Now, depending on the product, these refined beans right here can actually be stored for 30 years, up to 30 years in this particular condition right here. All right. Well, again, we hope that some way, somehow, that we are able to help you in your food preparation and your food storage. If there ever was a time, and this time is now, for us to be on here sharing information with each other, sharing experiences, actual experiences of what we're doing with each other, it is now. You know just as well as I know that civil unrest is starting to raise up its ugly head here in the United States of America. And I'm not speaking against the people at all. It's actually the government themselves or our policies in this land that is causing all of this civil unrest. It's all the regulation that they're trying to place upon us to make us serfs. So, but I wanted to come in here and I wanted to give you a sound block of instruction on how to store your food products, dry goods, properly. Now, if you have any questions about this, please go back over the video again so that you'll be able to get instruction for what you may have missed, because this is a quite extensive video as far as trying to tell you how to store your food properly. My name is Pastor Dowell, and I hope that some way, somehow, that I was able to help you, and I hope that you have a good day. Pass the information along, give it to your family and friends, so they can save a lot of steps and save a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money. And one more thing, before you put the lid down on that bucket, after you get finished putting your product in the bucket, leave the lid off the bucket for a couple of days to make sure that your oxygen absorbers have taken up all the oxygen out of the Mylar bags into the absorbers. Then store it on here, because you do not want to actually store goods and the oxygen absorbers are rendered ineffective or non-functional or not working, and then you turn around and you open up your bucket and you open up your goods and you think you got something that's all done either decomposed or either some weevils or something that's got in there and decimated your entire food source. So I thought that today we would come in here and give you some sound advice, a little bit more detailed than what I saw on YouTube in itself. Let you know some of the things you're going to experience, the ins and outs of it. And I hope that this video has helped you, is my prayer. Please pass this information along to all the other people out there who may want to start taking control of their own future and not depend upon a system that is collapsing around us, and start being self-sufficient. The King is coming. Have a wonderful day.